and my most disturbingly obsessed superfan.
You're gonna have to drag me out kicking and screaming.
Hello, my name is Val. Welcome to a unique social experiment designed to push 9 humans to their absolute physical, mental, and emotional breaking points. Locked in isolation pods and cut off from all contact, they are not competing against each other, but against themselves.
Is this even legal?
Oh, God, this is so hard.
In the end, only one will remain. He or she will leave solitary with $50,000. My role is to observe what makes humans strong and what makes them weak. To push.
That's the most pain I've ever felt.
To prod.
Freaky.
And to discover who will crack next. Welcome to Solitary 3.0.
Oh. Are you in the middle of a treatment?
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear us?
I can hear you.
Awesome.
It worked.
How long have you had those on already? You're already going for it.
Way too long. I didn't know I was going to have to install stuff and all that crap first.
Well, what's going on, Rob, number 4? How you doing this morning, evening, afternoon?
Just hanging out on the side. How about yourself?
Pretty good. We're doing all right. We're
I'm going to take these off so I can hear her talk.
Oh
better.
yeah, definitely. It's quite the entrance though. Yeah. Yeah, that we just watched it all again last night, and that honestly that treatment really hurts. That one really, gets under your skin at home. You're like, ooh, when you see them come off, you really sympathize.
It kills the empath in me, bro.
It was fine putting them on, really, but taking them off, I just never expected that.
Yeah, they just like the biggest holes they almost leave in your arms.
Oh man.
But yeah,
Good memory.
how's quarantine been treating you? It seems like you could probably handle it pretty well, right?
Yeah, I've been fine with it, but then my whole family being home with me is another story, so that's another challenge in itself.
Oh yeah, that's not exactly solitary anymore.
I mean, the kids are all home all the time, and
Yeah, a lot more to juggle there, I'm sure. So you're obviously a super fan before all of this. You got your oh wait, my bad. We should introduce ourselves. My name's Xavier.
My name's Ian.
And I'm David. You can call me number 69.
number 69. All right, that's when I was born. Awesome.
Oh, nice. But yeah, so you're obviously a super fan. Like you said, you wanted to make this a real podcast. You got the pod back up. So when did you first see Solitary? I'm sure that was probably a pretty impactful moment when you first discovered the show, right?
Yeah, I was with my friends. After we got out of college, we were just hanging out at their house, and it came on TV, and I'd never heard of it before. And it's just like I was obsessed with it from day one. And then I just went home and I built my own pod and started practicing everything I saw in the show. And then never thought I would actually get on it, And so I made this audition video all in my pod so they could like visualize me in the pod and everything. And then they called and said, "That's the best fucking audition video I've ever seen in my life." I go, "Well, my mom didn't like the end of it, because I did George Carlin's list of swear words and stuff."
Shit, piss, fuck, cunt, cocksucker, motherfucker, tits, fart, turd, twat, crap, balls, prick, asshole, jack off, jerk off, scumbag, douche.
So they go, "Well, we're not your mom, and we fucking loved it." And
Right. No, yeah. If there's any way to get the attention of them, I'm sure that was it. That it worked out. And then I read somewhere you didn't even know until about like 4 days beforehand.
Yeah, I just was sitting there praying. They called me, "Come on!" And it's like, and then it's a low budget thing, so I had to like pay to get myself out there the first time for like the psychology checks and the health checks. And
Oh
all that
wow.
stuff.
What were those like?
I was invested for myself. Yeah, they don't let anyone see each other, so they have to like cycle everybody into rooms, and you only get on the hall one person at a time because they don't ever let you see who you're competing against. Until after the show's done, you don't know. Until you see it on TV, you don't know. So they just shuffle you into different rooms, running you on treadmills, finding out your, checking your psychology, your past, and what drugs you've done, and all this other stuff. You just go through every little thing to make sure you're okay to be locked up for that long.
I didn't even think about that. For some reason, I thought they'd just drop you in. But yeah, it makes sense that they would get some sort of medical clearance to.
Well, I was gonna say some of the stuff they're having you guys like smell and stuff. I was just like, oh man, I hope no one's got like asthma or like.
They check all that stuff first to make sure,
Right.
make sure you don't have allergies and stuff, so they know ahead of time.
Okay.
That's a bad look. You kill someone on your reality show.
Yeah, that would be catastrophic. You give someone an asthma attack on the show. So do you have any other favorite shows? Any other shows you try to get on, or any reality shows that I'm sure nothing piques your interest as much as Solitary? But I was wondering if there was anything in the same ballpark that you enjoyed.
Yeah, I love Survivor. I've seen every season, and I've been trying to get on since the first season, and I've made many audition videos and never even get a call. So I don't think it's ever going to happen. I don't know. I really love that show. And then this new one I found called Alive on the History Channel. I'd never heard of it before, but the 7th season started on the History Channel, and you get $1 million. They just drop you in the middle of nowhere in Canada in the Northwest Territories, and you got to survive off the land. You don't have, and there's no camera crews or anything. You're just filming yourself, and you got to survive 100 days for $1 million.
100 days.
You build your own shelter. You got to protect yourself from the bears and the wildlife and the coyotes, and you're dropped out there. So I watched the first 7 episodes of that. So I might go back and watch the first 6 seasons too.
Yeah, that sounds like they've been getting those pumped out there. I just wrote that down. We're definitely gonna check that out. That sounds like.
Never heard of it before. My friend told me about it, and so I'm hooked on that one. But I never could try that one. There's no way I would survive that.
Yeah, that would be.
That's a lot.
These guys are all survival experts and stuff, and they know what they're doing, know how to build food caches and all this crap. I would be lost.
Yeah, that's just like Bear Grylls, the reality show, like just making everybody be that.
Yeah.
So, I also read somewhere that you kind of just went to a hotel. And then they just kind of picked you up, like, all right, let's go.
Yep. So they get me a hotel, and then they drop, and I'm there, and then they show up there. They blindfold me in my room. They take me into a car, and then they drive me somewhere. No idea where I was, and then I stay blindfolded until you're inside the pod. And then in my season, they did that stupid twist where there's someone else in the pod with you for the first.
Yeah, that was.
Whatever.
Yeah.
That was so when I heard breathing and stuff, I thought, well, maybe that's just one of the producers or something, and I take my thing off and there's someone else there. It's like, oh crap. And then I was too chatty. I told him everything all my practicing I did. So it totally pushed him to push farther because he knew who he was up against, and it totally ruined it, I think. But I might have won if he didn't know all that stuff.
I was going to say number 7 was very every single challenge. He's like, man, number 4 is kicking my ass. Number 4 is, he's killing it.
He pushed himself that hard if he didn't know that I practiced for so long and did all these. I think I might have been able to beat him, but I don't know. You never know. We'll never know.
Yeah, because he said the one time he was just like, oh, I know he's been practicing counting time. And I was like, oh, he must have.
See how bad I did? You see how bad I did on that? I practiced that for months, and then he kicked my ass, and he never practiced it. And I was like, oh, it's so embarrassing.
I can only imagine. I've obviously never tried that. I can only imagine that one train of thought being derailed can just ruin the whole. If you accidentally think about something else for a minute, it's just like, oh. That's
why Belle's sitting there counting the whole time.
47.
Talking to you and playing your parents talking like you're at your funeral and you're dead. And
that was one of the only times we were like, that's pretty far. That's almost too. That was very. And I'm sure that is almost bittersweet because you do get to hear, those nice things, but the psychological hit that. And
I noticed when I watch it back, I was counting so fast then they showed me counting. I was I didn't do my 1001, 1002. I was just 1, 2, 3, 4. I was counting way too fast, and that's how I know I was just way off, or I skipped a whole 10 minutes or something. I don't know.
Yeah. So you didn't know where you were at all, did you? And it sounds like you met the bare minimum staff, right? You didn't really meet too many staff in the whole thing, just kind of the doctor and some PAs.
Well, I don't meet for the interview. I meet all the producers and stuff when they do
okay.
So they fly us in once they decide who they're going to narrow it down to. Then they fly us in, and then we meet with Lincoln Hyatt and we meet with all the other executive producers.
Okay.
And they ask you questions and stuff. So then I meet those people there. But then once you're in your pod, you don't see another person until you quit. Then a psychologist comes in, and then they come in and ask you, are you okay with everything that happened and what you said and what you did and all this stuff. Make sure you're okay.
Yeah, make sure. Yeah, everything's fine. Right. So what'd you do right after you got out of there? What was the? Did you go?
So right after we went into the parking lot, and since we were the final 2, they let us see each other. Everyone else just goes straight home. And once you go home, you have no idea how everyone else does once you leave.
Yeah, you just gotta wait.
Only the last two people know what happened, and the third person knows who the last two people were, but they don't know who won because they go home.
Right.
And so I saw number 7 in the parking lot after it was all over. It was so weird. We barely recognized each other from the first day. And then they brought us some food in the parking lot. We never got to see like the actual studio. They didn't take our blindfolds off till we got in the parking lot waiting for the limos to take us back to the hotels.
So you truly don't know where that was?
No, and I don't know how it was laid out or anything. You know, I see like on the behind the scenes of other seasons and stuff, I see how that could have been laid out, or when they show in between the scenes where they show the pods in a circle, but I don't think they were really like laid out like that. I'm not sure, but
yeah,
they didn't want to ruin the illusion for me, they said.
Yeah, no, and that honestly, the secret behind it is, yeah, I wouldn't want that spoiled. But yeah, you were saying they got to be like soundproof because the sirens
actually that close.
Yeah, like
the funny thing is, it's the pod's soundproof, but the bathrooms aren't. It's like a porta potty attached to the antipod. So when I went into the bathroom, you know, I'd scream at number 7, like, fuck you, number 7. And then they'd yell at me for that. They get really mad. You know? if you both people are in the bathroom and you yell something, you can hear.
Okay.
The porta potties aren't soundproof.
They didn't expect that, I guess. So how long were you in there? Do you like, I'm sure you kind of have like at least a rough, like.
Yeah, it was 2 weeks.
Dang. That's nuts. Because we're kind of trying to do the math. We're like, well, they've been doing this thing for 5 hours. They've been doing this thing for 5 hours. We're like, this is one episode's been a couple days. Like we're trying to like figure out. So 2 weeks. That is nuts.
Yeah, the hell of it is that they throw your body off. So they don't let you sleep for the first 2 days, and they don't let you eat for a day. So they totally throw off your circadian rhythm. So you don't know if it's morning or night. So when they give you food, they give you like a breakfast thing, but it's probably nighttime. They probably do stuff to like throw you off. So you have no idea.
Yeah. all mind games all the time.
And you said that's just a porta potty connected. So that was just a toilet, no shower.
No shower. Every once in a while, they'd give us a bowl of water and a rag, and we could wash down with that.
Okay.
That's all we ever got.
So
that wasn't very often. It was so hot in there all the time. Like the first season, they froze them to death. You know, it was freezing all the time. They'd give them a really thin blanket and mess with them. And then the second season, it was hot. So I thought, hey, they're going to go back to cold this season. But no.
They liked hot more.
Long pants and shirts. And, you know, I would have wore shorts and all this stuff. I totally didn't dress appropriate because I mispredicted it.
Yeah.
So when you went into Pod 4, when you left Pod 7 after the initial challenge, was part of that, you know, a predetermined decision that you wanted to get out of the room that you and number 7 just been sweating together in?
It was just as hot in mine, 2 and 4. I was so happy that I got my pod because they're randomly assigned. So when I got my favorite number, that was the miracle. I thought for sure I was going to win now that I had my favorite number, but no.
Because it looked a lot like your pod. I was like, I wonder if they nudged it, but I think that was just
That's what color Pod 4 is in every season, you know. So
okay. Okay, right.
I made mine look like Pod 4, so when I got it, I was just going to be used to it.
Yeah, that was a perfect. Because if you would have picked that to stay in there, you wouldn't have got 4. If that was, so yeah, that really did work out.
Yeah, I could have big pod and 7 instead.
Yeah. So in
but
terms
7
of
twice.
Wait, what?
7's won twice, so you know I didn't. It wouldn't have been totally bad to do there.
Yeah. There's something to it. So the overall realness, you know, a lot of reality TV, they're feeding lines and stuff. This seems like one of the rawest reality TV shows that exists, if not the most raw, like in terms of just like them not really orchestrating you at all. They're just kind of letting it happen.
Yeah, that's why it's my favorite one, because you know, you're not getting, you know, there's no backstabbing and alliances and stuff. It's just you against yourself, and you're just stuck in there with no human contact, and you just got Val to talk to. Without Val, though, there's no way I could make it through that. If she's keeping your sanity mostly, even though she's torturing you and stuff. But
yeah, because I was gonna bring up the guy Vsauce Michael that's on YouTube. He did the thing where he just went in the solitary confinement room for 3 days, and he's a pretty smart dude, and he said like after just 3 days he was completely losing his mind with no, you know, interaction, because like you get the phone call, you get to talk to Val, you get to shit talk the other people a little bit, so it's like you get to like play a game of telephone with them. So yeah, I'm sure that helps a lot.
You don't really get to talk to them. Val just translates it to them, so you're not actually hearing them, but it goes through Val.
Right. She plays a game of telephone with them to maybe warps what you said a little bit, just for a little bit more mind game.
No, I guess it sounded the same though when I watched it. I don't know, like in my Solitary 5 audition video, I put like the 20 favorite things that happened on the show that they never showed on TV. So if you're ever bored and watch that at the end of that.
Oh, I didn't even. I saw you did that. We need to check that out then.
So in the beginning, it's like an audition, but then after that, I do like my top 20 favorite things they never showed on the show and stuff of things that were said and things that challenges they never had time to air and extra things. Stuff like that.
That's awesome.
There's a lot more happens than they have time to put into the episodes, though. It's amazing.
Yeah, we were saying the editing is insane. Like it's like phenomenal. Like it's catching your eye all over the place. Like,
and it's funny. The editors on that show are funny.
Yeah.
Dude.
The only editing I didn't like is with that shirt challenge where they put on the 48 shirts. I got them all on, and I was so happy with myself because I was sweating to death and getting claustrophobic and freaking out and wondering what if I can't get them back off. And I was so proud of myself that I got them on. But then they edited it to make it look like I only got on 36, and then they show me on the ground with the back and from the back, and they show me saying something I never said at that point. You know, can I take them off? But I didn't say that till I had them all on. So when number 8 quit at around 36, they just wanted to make it seem they can edit it any way they want as long as it doesn't affect the outcome. So since we both lost, they can make it look like it was close, and then it was just number 3 and number 7 going at it, you know.
Okay.
But that one, I was so proud of myself that I got them all on, and
that one's insane.
They made it look like I wussed out.
Yeah. Because you're right. What do you do if like you get stuck in there? They have to come in there and cut it off of you. Like,
if you gotta cut someone come in, you're done. It's over. If you
yeah.
The show's
God,
over.
that's crazy. Yeah. So yeah, it is very unique and torturous. We were thinking a lot. I don't know if we could do it. I think I could maybe get through 2 people max. I don't think I could get farther than like 2 people dropping out. Like.
No, dude, trying to focus on some of the stuff just at home. My ADHD was killing me, bro. I had migraines just trying to think about focusing on these tasks.
Getting stressed out, yeah. The wheelchair one, that one was stressful. Just like trying to like think about keeping all and yeah, dude. When you memorize that alphabet, that was one of the most. I think that was one of the coolest things on there when she goes, write the last 4 letters. And you just rocked them out, and you just remembered which 4 hadn't been said. We were just jaws dropped, like, wow.
Yeah, my memory helped me in that one. And I should have got the wheelchair one, but they set up the treatment wrong in my pod. They had it overlapping the mirrors, and so I never could say it right. So I hardly get any footage of me trying to guess because there was no way I could ever. 2 mirrors were overlapped, and it was covering some of the letters up, so I could never say it right. Even maybe I never got the right starting point or something, but I think I should have been able to get that one if it would have been.
Say if they messed up, you should get a little nice toss for something else. You should get a little hookup somewhere else.
Yeah. But oh well, what can you do?
Yeah.
Exactly.
So do you have a favorite and a least favorite moment that went down on this? Specifically like when you were in the pod?
My favorite moment. I think it was when I won the immunity from the smelling thing when I won the cheat thing, getting all the rat traps set up, because that was so much torture getting those all set up, and they knew that one was going to go off and set them all off. They were just waiting for it, and I was being so careful, and then having to get the right word when there's multiple combinations of the letters too and stuff like that too, and it's like
covered in hot cheese all over.
What is your word?
Anger! Anger!
Your word is correct.
Your face.
I was screaming for so long that I lost my voice. My voice was like hoarse for the next show, like the next episode. I was like, my voice was gone because I was just excitement that I actually got immunity.
Yeah.
I'm always afraid of what's coming next after that flesh coat treatment. Every day I was like, oh my God, if she did that already, what's going to happen? I'm terrified. What did I get myself into?
Because I was going to say, some of those people obviously didn't watch the show because they're like, I didn't think it was going to be anything physical. And it's like, well, yeah, obviously you didn't watch the first 2 seasons. Like you knew almost 100% what it could be and was still getting surprised.
Like number 10, like the girl that didn't ever get her own pod.
Yeah.
She was so bitter. She never watched the show, and she's so bitter that she got sent home. She never watched an episode. She wouldn't talk to any of us.
Oh,
wow.
I organized like a reunion in Hollywood for us to meet because they didn't do a reunion show for our season like they did the first 2 seasons. So we all went to Hollywood and all met, and people from the first 2 seasons came, and we all got to meet each other, and she wouldn't even talk to any of us or come or anything.
Wow.
So bitter.
That's a very sore loser. Yeah,
that's Tom Petty, bro.
So yeah, did you have you kept up with any of them besides that? I was wondering maybe if
Oh
you
yeah, I still talk to him on Facebook. Yep, especially
Awesome.
number 7 from the first season. We're the closest. We talk all the time. He's really cool.
Yeah, that I'm sure that is one of the most strongest rivalries turned into probably a pretty good friendship. Like
Oh, that
it's,
was number 7 from the first season. I hate number 7 from the third season.
Oh,
If I call him, he'll tell me no. Don't call me, man, or something.
What?
He's a total douchebag. Everyone hates him. And even when he came to the reunion, everyone hates him. Everyone says, "I wish you would have won." No one likes him.
Oh, that's a
He's a total
heartbreaker.
dick. Yeah, he's a total dick.
because he really put a lot into it. He didn't
Yeah.
seem like a bad guy. That sucks.
Yeah, he's really self-centered. He's a dick. He wouldn't even
Yeah.
hang with us when we got to the reunion. He'd go off by himself. He just left and went somewhere else, and he's just a douche. I don't know.
Number 7, enemy of the show.
Put himself in solitary at the solitary reunion. Wow.
But back to my least favorite was the crawling challenge, like crawling around on her hands.
Oh yeah, that looked rough after like the first
Off
few
my
laps.
knees and stuff like that. And I just hated that challenge. And when it got impossible, where I couldn't physically do it, and I just had to push the button for the first time, that was the most depressing because I did not want to push it. And she
Yeah,
just
that was
made
deep in
me
too
push
before you.
I just did not want to do that, and I was just a crying baby after that for the rest of the show, crying about everything. When she started bringing my father and stuff, and just mind games like that, like, oh, there's way too much time to think in there. So you just think about all the things you distract yourself from every day, and you got nothing but time to think about them. Oh,
Yeah, 24 hours a day, 2 weeks. Yeah, number 9 in his crawling challenge. That was a very legendary scene of the show also. Just like him just trying to bide time, laughing hysterically, and then because he thought there was a chance you two were still going and you were just resting. That was such like a move, but did not work out. But that was...
Yeah, I should have known when we had that long rest, maybe something like that was happening. Maybe I just should have quit at that point because I didn't need to keep going or something. But you never can risk it. Every time someone thinks, oh, someone had to quit by now. You know,
Yeah.
number 1 in season 2, he thought, oh, someone quit by now in the footbed of nails. Nope.
Yeah, I forgot what numbers in season 3, but it was the one where she got into the penalty round drinking the horseradish.
Number
Yeah.
5,
Yeah.
5. People hate her on the comments, like on my video on YouTube. So many people just can't stand her. I'm friendly with her, but a lot of people just thought she was such a whiner and
She
couldn't
did
handle
go
it.
out on a weak note.
She,
But yeah.
about the eating though, she wouldn't eat anything. That was just so weird. They did cut around where she had to drink even more milk, so she probably did drink, like 64 ounces of milk.
That'll get a lot of people.
That's a lot of milk. I tried to drink a gallon of milk after that to see what drinking a gallon of milk in like a half-hour challenge was, and I just got the shakes and I was puking my guts out. That's a horrible experience if you ever try that.
Yeah, we just did a hot peanut challenge the other day, and we were shaking. It was rough.
Oh, me and my brother did a hot sauce challenge because they had the hot thing in season 2. So me and my brother ate so much hot sauce, I felt like I had like appendicitis the next day. I felt like I was gonna die, and I didn't have health insurance, so I just sit in the bathtub and just hope it goes away and stuff. I really thought I was gonna die. It was so horrible.
Yeah, so you
We
did
would stun gun
every.
each other. We get like the million stun guns, and we'd stun gun each other, and I pepper sprayed myself in the face. That was worse. I felt like I put my face in a campfire. It was just rolling, burning, I'll never do that again. That was just awful.
Yeah, it takes some confidence to get pepper sprayed. It takes some pretty big balls to pepper spray yourself in the face.
Yeah, it was hard. Oh, it was terrible.
So you did every challenge and like kind of test from the first 2 seasons to prepare.
Yep, I tried to, the ones I could. Like
Right, yeah.
I had
that
like
you
a
could-
chains and stuff. I never figured out a good way to do that one.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't think of a better training. That really So that I'm sure, even though you didn't win, I'm sure that definitely builds an insane amount of character and just kind of appreciation for a lot of things, life, your friends, family, food, like you said in the one where you're eating the steak, just kind of like a new appreciation for all this stuff you never thought you would be, counting your blessings with.
Yeah, it was totally like that for me. Like, even though I think it was better that I didn't win, because then I kept pushing myself afterwards. Like, if I would have won, I thought, oh, I'd start thinking I was greater, it'd go to my head. And now I still just keep pushing myself, like, especially with my current rollerblading challenge. I just got my 60th day in a row of rollerblading a marathon. And I just want to keep going until something gives, until a muscle gives or something forces me to stop,
Right.
Like, see what my limit is, but I haven't found it yet, but it's torture.
Forrest Gump when he's running. Just finally.
And that's one thing I absolutely loved. One of the things you put on the wall in your pod was that you must force yourself to do things that you don't, or that you, what is it? That you think you cannot do. You need to
Yep,
force
it's
yourself.
right here on my wall. You must do the things you think you cannot do.
There you go.
Awesome.
I love that. And like I saw that, and I was like, that's the perfect piece of motivation. That's exactly what you need to put in there. That's exactly like the mantra you need to have in this scenario.
Yeah.
And in life, but in that particular scenario in particular.
Yeah, because I got divorced before that show and stuff, and and then I never thought I'd get married again or trust anyone. And then after that show, it changed me. Like I met someone, got married, had a kid. I never thought I'd have kids of my own or anything, and so it really did change me.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm sure that's
That stuff of what's important.
right. I'm sure that's much more valuable than the prize, which we're gonna bring up is very low for reality
Yeah, isn't
TV.
it?
Very low for like because on Deal or No Deal you can win $1 million just picking cases.
Right, and they put you in a hotel. They don't have you fly out there on your own dime either.
Yeah, that we were like, and after taxes, what do you got? 32? Like,
Yeah.
oh geez, but yeah, I'm sure the character building is infinitely more valuable than that.
I
prize.
honestly would have did it for free though, just because I always test my limits my whole life. I always seen how long I can stay up without sleeping and how long I can go without eating. I've always done that stuff as long as I can remember. I just love the concept of just pushing your limits and seeing what they are. So
Yeah, I read you worked like 125 hours in a week, 1 week or something.
yeah, it was 28 or something. Or
That is wild.
me and my mom would compete about who would get the most hours in a week or something. It sucks now I'm salary, so I don't want to do that anymore.
Right,
But
yeah.
I was hourly back then.
That'd be a bad move. That. So yeah, you were very, very close. It was devastating. That was very. We were very upset at home here.
Yeah, and I found out I only lost by 30 seconds when I talked to my Val. I
30
talked to her on Facebook, and she said I actually only lost by 30 seconds. But then with editing and Val talking to me after I lost before he quit and stuff, they just with the editing, it made it look like I lost by 3 minutes, but I really only lost by 30 seconds.
Oh.
Yeah.
And if I hadn't lost that coffin building thing, or no, which one? I can't remember, like the gumball challenge or something.
Oh yes.
Where I had to have the chains on and do an extra round. That could have been the difference if I would have won that.
Honestly,
that
yeah.
challenge. Anything could have swung that 30 seconds.
Because yeah, there was at certain points where he was like, I can't even get my arm up. If he would have had those chains instead of you, but like you said, yeah, we'll never know. But and number 7 sounds like a dick.
Well, we could know if someone was brave enough to do a season 5.
Yeah, we got that too. So that would be honestly very legendary. But we were talking, Fear Factor is a different show than what it once was. So I'm wondering, I don't know if the goat carcass would fly on Solitary in 2020, unfortunately. So I think it wouldn't be able to be as intense as it could be. But like if Netflix or Hulu picked up Solitary, I think it had like a cult following and was on a channel that didn't really have the traction. But if that just dropped like on people's Netflix homepage, it would be
That's what I'm hoping for. Netflix would pay a bigger prize too. So
yeah, it'd be more worth it.
And then it's in our contract to do an all-star season, you know, if they wanted to do an all-star season. So it'd be so cool to like compete against the top 3 of all seasons or something,
yeah.
you know, or top 2 of each season and one extra one. Or
that season 10, you get all 9 winners.
Oh, get some vengeance on bitch ass number 7.
Another chance, yeah.
Oh, that'd be great.
I think I could do a lot better shape than when I was on the show. I didn't think I'd get up anything, but I've been in better shape since then.
But yeah, so there's still an account, but there was a website, Saving Solitary. I was watching that pretty closely because they were putting up some cryptic countdowns, some very weird, very cryptic text. And just the other day, I checked it again, and it's like the domain's like expired. Very, very heartbreaking.
It was. I was following that like crazy. Like in my Solitary 5 audition, I was like showing everything that's happened and who said what, and then how I really think it was them because they knew things about behind the scenes with the show that only people that worked on the show would know and stuff. I was so excited, and they just strung us along for like 3 years and nothing ever happened with it. It's like,
Yeah, I think that was just like possibly another super fan trying his damnedest to make it happen, and
it really couldn't have been though. They knew things.
Oh, really? Okay.
Behind the like when I asked in chats and IMs and stuff on Facebook, they knew things.
Oh,
about the
okay.
show that happened that weren't aired. It just seemed like it had to be.
Well, that makes me have a little bit more hope then. Maybe the domain expiring is part of the mind game. Maybe that's all.
I think they were trying to build like a solitary VR game or something. That might have been not another season, but like a solitary VR thing to see if it got enough interest in.
That could be terrifying. That could be truly terrifying. So, say there is another season, would want to be you throw yourself back in as number 4?
Oh, for sure. 100%.
Yeah.
100%. Yep.
What if they wanted you to come on as staff? Would you come on thinking of some new tortures, or do you want to be?
Paid me. They've already paid me to think of things for them.
That's amazing.
That's awesome.
Have me come up with as many things as I can. I was supposed to be part of season 4. I was supposed to be a supplement to the show. I had a contract and everything, guaranteed money, and I would be locked in a pod the whole time the season was airing. So I'd be in a pod the whole time, and I'd watch it with America, and then they would vote like what would happen to me in my pod, and I'd be in there for the whole time. And then when the financial crisis hit and stuff, they cut that out, and then that's when they decided they were closing down the Fox reality channel, and then they decided to cut my part, even though I had a contract.
Damn.
And they just did the regular, just airing the last episodes, and then shut down the network.
That's unfortunate. That would have been quite legendary.
I would have been in there for 7 weeks that time, though. And then the money increased the longer I lasted. So to get the money, I would have to stay the whole 7 weeks to get it. But then I would get 25,000, but I wasn't competing against anybody else. It was just myself and how long I could last in there.
Okay. Wow. Yeah. So we're fingers crossed. We'll, hope, like you said, hopefully this gains some traction. Anything to save Solitary, get the people talking about it. That's all we want. We want one more season at least, just but the more the merrier.
A last ride for Robrob.
If Netflix would at least put the old ones on there, then it would gain, people could see it, at least give more people a chance to see it. I know the first 2 seasons are on Amazon Prime, but you had to pay for them.
Yeah.
And so if it was on some service where people could see it for free, it used to be on Hulu for free, and where people could find it.
And you have your season on your channel. I'll put that in the description so people can see.
I'm surprised they let that happen so long, because normally, people would be monitoring that and make you pull it off. And that's why I've never put on anyone else's seasons, because then I think I'd get in trouble. If like the first 2 seasons are on Amazon Prime, so they'd probably be against that.
Yeah. But if you're like, oh, I'm in this one, come on, like.
They're letting it stay there for years now, so.
Yeah, it's been up. So yeah, we're definitely gonna link that.
Yeah, we won't tell Susan.
Yeah. But yeah, I found out about it because a YouTuber just kind of like mentioned it, I think on a podcast, and was like, have you seen this show? It's just like, it's brutal, but it's so entertaining. And then I looked into it, and yeah, we just immediately started flipping right through them. Like, but yeah, the reboot power would be, I'm sure, very substantial. Like if Netflix, somebody picked it back up, but.
Well, and I think it's very much suited for Netflix too, just the style that it's in, because we watched them all back to back to back.
Yeah.
And it'll cut episodes, and it cuts right into a challenge, so like it'll catch you binge watching.
Yeah, it's perfect for.
It's dangerous if you think you're just gonna watch one more episode of Solitary. I think you're gonna get stuck.
Yeah.
Have you seen the Netflix show Awake? They had some competition where they keep you awake for a really long time, and you got to count quarters, and whoever's closest to counting the quarters gets to keep all the money. And they have all these challenges when you haven't slept for a really long time. So it's kind of cool, but you're not isolated, but it's still sleep deprivation. That was kind of interesting one they had.
Yeah.
I'm hoping they run out of ideas and then they'll get Solitary.
Yeah, so much stuff gets rebooted constantly. Might just be a matter of time where they're like, all right, that did pretty good.
It's been like 10 years since season 4, or at least, so it's getting to that time where.
But yeah, like we were saying, the complications though, some of that stuff, I'm sure they make you sign like a Bible of paperwork too. And,
Yep.
Like
on contract if you
not
die.
gonna sue, like.
You can't say anything about what happened till after it airs, till the last episode airs before you can say anything.
Yeah, because I read a couple of your interviews and they were like pre-airing, and you were basically just like, you're not ready for this season. I can't say much, but you guys aren't ready for it.
It's cool when the commercials come on. That's the first time you see who you're actually against, and you see other people going through what you went through. That was just an amazing day when I saw the first commercial come on TV. I was like, oh my god,
Yeah, like
that's who I was against.
That's 5. That's 3. Putting faces to them. That's yeah.
Yeah, because if I would have known number 9, if I would have known he was like gigantic like that, if they actually let you see people ahead of time, then I totally would have quit on that crawling challenge way earlier.
Oh yeah. Because yeah, some of those.
They did a German season. Have you guys seen any of the foreign ones? They did like a solitary in Germany where they let them meet each other. They're all famous people that got to meet each other before they went in. And then
I did not know that. I'm
Brazil
write that down too.
Brazil did 2 seasons of Solitarios where they did like a lot of the same challenges they did in my season to them. So it's fun watching other people go, but I couldn't understand what they're saying. It's in Portuguese. So,
right.
But I know what they're going through. I know what they're feeling. But
Right. The body language is very easy to pick up on a show like this.
It's universal.
Yes. Pain
I've
is
been trying to
universal.
get those. I can't get copies of those seasons. They won't, like, I tried to contact all the executive producers of Solitaire if they have any connections, and then when I write to the TV stations that broadcast the foreign ones, I can't get any response. I just can't get anyone that'll sell them to me or let me, so I can actually see them again.
Okay, I'll look into that a little bit too. I'll let you know if I find any good leads on that, because I'm very interested in getting copies of that. Yeah, that sounds very interesting. So yeah, you're giving me a nice little medley of shows to look up. Thank you. So have you ever been recognized in public?
Yeah, it didn't happen often because it's it's just a cable station, not network TV.
Yeah.
But I was in Spencer's and a girl there recognized me. She's like, "Oh my god!" And she's like taking pictures with me, and I ended up in their company newsletter.
That's awesome.
They had a picture of the solitary of me citing me there in the Spencer's in the mall.
Super cool.
Number 4 was spotted buying a gag gift. That's
I don't remember what I was buying, but yeah, it was cool.
So I also read somewhere there's like a ding when she's about to talk, right? You heard that a little bit after being off the show.
Yeah, I did all the time. The little sound, and then like I was laying in bed and I'd like see like the light of my alarm clock, like the red dot. I was like thinking that was like Val or something, and I could see a reflection in the mirror, and I had like nightmares, like the ceiling was like coming down on me and stuff. I had a lot of trauma.
Yeah, I was gonna ask if you had nightmares or PTSD. Sounds like it.
Yeah, I did for a while. It was weird.
Yeah, I can only imagine getting back after 2 weeks.
When I got out, I just walked the streets after they brought me back to my hotel the next morning. I just walked up and down and was like, oh, the sun is so nice. And I just like overate. I'd like stop at every fast food restaurant and just get stuff at every restaurant. It's like
Get a little something on my walk.
get a
That's
quarter
awesome.
pounder here and get a Big Mac over here.
Yeah. I didn't eat much of that. I was eating those nutrient bars. So what do you think those nutrient bars are? They
It's nasty as
What the is this? It tastes like a horseshoe, man.
just like
It's something they make themselves. It's just so crappy. It's like so dry and just disgusting. It's just hard to chew and swallow. It just like turns into paste, and it's just.
oh.
I refused to eat them, even though I was hungry. After a while, I just started collecting them, and then I'd juggle them, and I'd pretend like I was pooping them,
Yeah.
stuff like that. Like, number 4, please stop doing that.
Please quit playing with your food. Number 4.
Oh yeah, they're just bad. It's like it's weird that you don't even want to eat them, even if you're hungry.
Yeah, I can only imagine. That's just. So you went in with a Robrob tattoo, and you left with also a Val tattoo, right?
Yeah, yep, I got that one.
Was
That's
it in a-
thinking I won if they saw that I got a Val tattoo. Only someone that won would have got that, My whole family thought I won. Everyone thought I won until the finale. We're all together, and it's like, and I didn't want to be with my family for the finale because I knew I was going to lose. So I just got totally hammered. I got really drunk before I got there and stuff.
Damn.
Numb the pain of me losing because I'm everybody at that time watching the finale. It's like,
Yeah, this is rough. Like knowing that, like only a handful of people know the outcome, and now everyone.
Everyone knows I lost.
So is that in a safe for YouTube spot? Can we see the Val tat?
Yeah, it's just on my hip.
Yeah.
I wonder if I can get up high enough.
Oh,
can you see it?
Almost. We can see. Yeah, I can see what. There we go. Ooh, that's clean.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good work.
I'm sure. Yeah, taking a peek at that in a hard time. Oh, nice. I'm sure taking a peek at that in a hard time can be a nice little pick me up. Like
Memory,
you got through quite some hell before. This is so your
tattoos actually hurt. It feels like they're just cutting me open with a scalpel. It's like
yeah.
Especially on the hip, it really hurt.
So you're outside of being the biggest solitary fan, you're into rollerblading, writing code, Pokemon Go. Sounds like you definitely just not an average life, but you definitely find ways to make it entertaining and pushing yourself.
I'm very addictive. Like I had the best Pokemon Go account, and I was just spending all my free time on there. And then I finally learned how to spoof, so I could not have to actually go places.
Oh, right.
Everything possible, and then it was just getting out of hand. Just going nuts, getting everything. And so then I just put my account on eBay and sold it for $5,000 and quit. So I haven't played since last November.
That's a good move.
Yeah.
So
then I just cured my addiction that way, and I just don't play anymore. So I either do something 100% or I don't do it at all. Like when I used to drink soda, I'd just drink it like 24 cans a day. I'd be drinking it for breakfast, and then I just quit. And I haven't had one in like 12 years now since solitary, when they made us drink root beer. That's the last time I drank soda.
Oh yeah, we love root beer, but if anything was gonna ruin root beer for us, it'd be that.
Oh, go.
Yeah, it sucked when that came back up.
So you don't do anything half-ass, which is it fair to say you have an obsessive personality?
Yep, it's totally up. Everything's either all or nothing, I can't do anything. Like when I used to smoke weed, it would just be 24/7, and then I just quit. And then I haven't smoked weed since solitary either. Everything's since solitary. Everything's been like since solitary.
Well, it sounds like
the milk ball since solitary either.
That was cleaning up everybody's acts, because number 9 said he's gonna quit drinking.
Yeah.
I wonder if he really did. I don't know.
Yeah, I was thinking about looking into talking to him too, possibly, because he was just when he brought the mask, we were just like, he probably had like 4 personal items, and he spent 25% of it on a clown mask. We were like, we need to break that down a little bit.
I think you only get 3. I got my rollerblades, my guitar, and my camera.
Oh, wow, so even less. He just
I have camera footage on my YouTube that shows like my personal video footage from inside the pod, not edited or anything. And you could hear what Bell really sounds like. And
yeah, so that too. You said somewhere that you think there's like up to 19 valves potentially.
Yeah, I see every Bell. There's shifts, I think. So everyone has at least 2 personal vowels, a morning shift, night shift vowel, and then the overall vowel. Like before challenges, everybody has to hear the same thing at the same time for challenges. And so the contract, I guess, for reasons, everyone has to hear it from the same person at the same time, so there's no misinterpretation, someone conveying it differently.
That makes sense, yeah.
So I think that's how it works, because no one could cover 24/7 on all. And one of my vowels knew Spanish and one didn't,
Excuse me.
Yeah.
If you can hear my voice, there should be a little business to take care of. A battery in your meal slot.
It's a bit of a smoking gun there, yeah.
They all sound the same through that synthesizer thing, so they all.
Yeah. Oh man, yeah. It is. It's quite the rabbit hole to go down. It is very, very interesting. So what's next? If you can't do solitary, you're just gonna keep pushing yourselves in any other way you can.
Yeah, I've been trying to find someone that'd do Amazing Race with me. My wife won't do it with me.
Yeah.
I like Amazing Race. They haven't shown it on TV for a couple of years. They have whole seasons, 2 whole seasons filmed and 1 done, and they still haven't aired it yet, which is weird. But I do like that show. I would like to try that one sometime.
That is, yeah. That would be, yeah. That one's a trip as well. Oh yeah, but yeah. I think saving solitary, that's the takeaway from this. I'm gonna look into getting those other solitaries, maybe just like any sort of, getting the tentacles back out there, make it more possible in any way we can.
Yeah, thank you.
Because it's one of the most entertaining shows, period. Like you said, you
fascinating.
can't really stop watching it. Like that's what's perfect for binge watching. It's just like it ends on such good cliffhangers, every single one.
Yeah, they make you have to watch the next one. Oh, I gotta know what happens now. Crap.
Yeah. But yeah, we'll put those links again, like I said, in the description. Get people on your channel. Check out your other stuff also. But yeah, man, we've been going a little bit. I think that's about any other questions I got. You guys got any Anything else? No, it's
Well, I guess I got one more, Rob. So I know it's kind of a tough time for a lot of people right now. Do you have any words for anyone who might be feeling isolated? Any words of wisdom? Any advice?
Just hang in there. It'll get better.
yeah.
It's got to pass at some point.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
it will pass. That's definitely the way to look at it. This too shall
Stay home.
pass.
You can order everything online. You don't need to go anywhere.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, it has been 2020 has been quite a journey. If there was ever a year for it to come back, it would be Solitary would be the year here.
Yeah, it makes sense to bring it back now, but you can't film it because of the virus.
Yeah,
Well,
true.
and they can't do any other reality shows right now. They couldn't film the most recent season of Survivor.
Yeah,
wow.
so now that's not going to air in the fall. That's the first time in 20 years or something that they won't have a Survivor season. in
What
the
a
fall.
streak.
That show got me through the virus in the beginning, having Survivor to watch.
Yeah. Yeah, we could probably say it, right?
It might happen.
It might happen.
The next interview is supposed to be Mr. Fairplay, so we're really excited about
really?
that one.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
We're working on it.
Yeah.
We're in the DMs.
Yeah, we've been chatting with him. We had a couple schedule conflicts, but yeah, he's quite the survivor character. So yeah, we're gonna hopefully talk to him.
I hope you get them.
Yeah, well, I'll let you know.
We'll send you the video.
Yeah. But yeah, all in all, Rob, you are the definition of hardworking and pushing yourself to the limit. And we really appreciate you coming on. It was very insightful learning some of this stuff that you don't really get behind the scenes take on, you know.
Yeah, great. It was nice meeting you as well.
Yeah, absolutely. We wish you the best of luck. Yeah, we'll send you that link if we get in contact with him and have a nice chat with him. But I'll let you know if I find any of those other ones, the Solitary from other countries.
Okay, great. Thanks.
Awesome, man. Well, have a good one, Rob.
Yeah.
Number 4 in the pod, number 1 in our hearts.
Thank you. Peace out.
Peace out, everybody.
My number 4.
You are my number 1 fan, and I am yours, Rob. Goodbye, number 4.